feel like people are gonna come for me for this one. We need to talk about these. A bold choice, I know, for starting out 2024, but you know what? I feel like it's needed because I felt like the end of December, I guess it's this way, end of December. I'm trying to think of a line. December, we talked a lot about the products that we love, that products that I just stand behind, I have bought over and over and over again, but I hadn't really talked about the products that I don't think are worth it. And so when I was going through all the products that we've tested over the last year, I was trying to think, like, do I want to talk about the products that are just bad or the products that I don't think are worth the amount of hype that they have? And so I think I want to focus more on this because there are a lot of products that seem incredible. They feel like they're gonna fix everything. So I am here today to de-influence you. And it's not to say that these are bad products. If you genuinely love them, that's awesome because there's clearly a market for them. But for me, I just found that there were other products that were cheaper or that this just didn't do what it was supposed to do, or I felt like you didn't need it. Because really, at the end of the day, that's what I want this channel to be. I want to test things out together. I want to have fun with it. But then I don't want all of you spending your money on it. That just seems pointless. Unless it's really good, but there's just so few of them are like that good, you know? So if you're interested in more de-influencing products that I regret buying, that kind of thing, make sure you give this video a thumbs up so that I know you want to see more of them. And I'm gonna be real honest with you. Most of these products I no longer have in my possession. I either gave them to a new home, somebody that would really enjoy them, I donated them, or I just returned them. Because I don't need stuff that I don't like taking up space in my home. But I did, however, accumulate a full list of all of the products that we've tested this year alone. And I ticked off the ones that I felt were just very hyped up or like a lot of people were excited about it. And I don't think you need it. Not just the garbage, because like at the end of the day, the garbage, it's fun to watch and it's fun to like play around with, but like, let's be honest. We're not all buying the like jaw thing. What? Oh, remember that? What a time. Okay, I want to start with one that was like a very reputable brand that just missed the mark entirely. I don't know who's buying this thing. It was like $400 and it's the YSL lipstick maker. YSL, why? Why would you do that to us? In no world is this thing worth it to anyone. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Beyonce. Nobody should be using this. I appreciate innovation. I do. Genuinely, I love it. However, this thing, it was clunky. She was clunky, and the cartridges that it came with, you couldn't like pick and choose. You had to do these like sets of 4. It might be different now, or they might have changed it depending on what country you're from. But at the time, it was like, here are some different shades of red. Maybe you can make a mildly different shade of red. I could just buy one of your lipsticks, YSL. I'm sure that'd be great and probably less expensive. We're not there, technologically speaking, that this kind of a product has impressed me in any shape or form or fashion or whatever that saying is. We tried the Go Play one. That was also garbage. That was just awful. But I'm not including that, although, I mean, don't buy it. It was terrible. But it was the YSL one that conned me because it looks so pretty. But no, don't do it. Not worth it. Just don't. No. Next up, another very expensive product. And there's nothing technically wrong with this product. And you'll notice a trend with a lot of these. Nothing wrong, nothing inherently wrong with the materials per se or the manufacturing or anything like that. It's not like it was broken. It's just there are better things out there and this isn't worth it. And that one is the Mono's Weekender bag. It's a beautiful but very expensive bag. Whoa, is it expensive. And we took it on a vacation. I had the Baze bag and Chris took the Weekender bag. And we really just weren't that wowed by it in terms of usability, ability to like hold stuff. And like Chris isn't an overpacker like I am. I pack, 46 outfits for one overnight. Why do I have a bathing suit? There's no pool, but maybe they made a pool on my drive there. Chris packs like a pair of jeans and a shirt and some underwear. End of list. Maybe socks, but that's it. And he was struggling to get this thing to like fit it all in. And the zipper, I think, is what really sealed it for me because the Baze bag has this nice wire that helps to like close properly. But the Weekender was just like a regular zipper. And I feel like over time it's just gonna break because I'm gonna break it. So, don't spend your money on that. I don't know why you would use that. It's terrible. Not useful, I don't think. Ooh, another one. Okay, the Airy bodysuit. So, I bought this like really pretty lilac bodysuit situation from Aerie. It has that nice kind of material that's very similar to Skims, and maybe it was just that one. Maybe like the long sleeve ones are a little bit different or something, but that one, it just ended up with these weird patterns on it. They were almost like circles and swirls, but they weren't circles or swirls. It was just like the way that the fabric was warping. It's not like I'd washed and worn this a whole bunch of times. I was testing it for a video. It didn't sit very well. It didn't feel luxurious. I just wasn't a big fan. And I think that there are better, you know, options off of Amazon that are like a thicker material that I think would look better. That just didn't do it for me. So if you are going to Aerie to buy bodysuits, I would recommend going in store and like making sure that it's like a color and things that you like, because the warping thing I was not prepared for. Ooh, okay. I'm also going to de-influence you from buying one of those sticker printers or label makers. Unless it's a good quality one that you can, you know, use again and again and you're going to label a lot of things, don't buy it, because they skip. Some of them have like lines in them throughout the word because it didn't print properly. And unless you're cool with that, it's just gonna end up looking really messy, and at the end of the day, I would rather just write them myself then. I know it's January, and I know if you're type A, you probably want to label everything because it's January and that's what we do. But you don't need it. You don't need it. Just saying. I've tried so many of them off of Amazon. Chris got me one for Christmas one year. It's the same thing. They're all kind of the same, and I have yet to find one that like really impressed me. If you know of one, leave me a comment, but I haven't found any yet. Okay, where do we want to go next with things? Ooh, let's talk about some overly sponsored stuff. Okay, so number one, Wild deodorant. There are a lot of people talking about the Wild deodorant stuff, and I just wasn't a fan. I wanted to like it because the holder is really cool. Not the cartridge, but the holder itself, because it's tin. You can get all sorts of different colors and stuff. But because it was very flat across the top, it would squish down on the deodorant unless you turned it down every time, and it didn't work very well for me personally. I don't know. I know that deodorant is very personal and people's chemical makeup kind of works with different types of deodorant, I guess, but it didn't work for me. I didn't like the packaging. It just didn't feel nice to use. I don't know. I like the Curie one better, and I like Native better. Those are the two ones that I use. Wild though, nope, don't like it. Another one, I have so many bad overly sponsored ones. Yikes, the auto brush. So the auto brush is like a thing that you stick in your mouth, like a retainer that's supposed to brush your teeth for you. And it like kind of vibrates a little bit. I mean, it's cool looking. I will give you that. It really is. And a lot of people swear that it is like the best thing ever because it really gets into all the nitty gritty things. But think about if you've had like a bunch of chips or something and you have the chips like stuck in the grooves of your teeth. What is that auto brush going to do? It's not going to do anything, is what I'm here to tell you. It's cool, they have like a UV thing, wow, but like it's not actually doing a good job brushing your teeth. Electric toothbrush I think would do a much better job if you want something technological, but I don't have enough confidence that that thing is really doing anything. People swear it does, and maybe I'm just missing some research on this. It just doesn't feel right to spend money on that, you know? And speaking of more teeth related overly sponsored products, because don't worry, there are lots. Hi Smile, the color corrector. I did some digging after the fact. Apparently you can't color correct your teeth the way you can color correct your hair. Like, it's a cool idea in theory. I mean, I bought it, but if it's gonna do anything, it's gonna be minimal at best, and just using whitening strips is probably your better option. It's such a cool idea though. I really wished it worked. And then another, I think there's one more. I really struggled to find anything overly sponsored teeth-wise that I really liked. I don't think I found anything. The other one was Lumino, which is like an organic kind of whitening strip, and it just ended up feeling very chalky. It leaves little white spots that do go away, but I still don't like that they're there. It still scares me every time. I didn't like the goopiness of them, so that was a pass for me. I don't think that you need them. Okay, now I wanna go into a couple of makeup products that I just didn't really end up reaching for, or I didn't think worked as well as I had hoped. First being Merit. I wanted to love the Merit eyeshadow, the little singles, because they really sold me with their video and their advertising. No, it was not as easy to blend out as they indicate, or maybe it is if you're 20, but myself personally, as a person, no. It did not sit on my eyes properly. It ended up creasing very easily. It was not easy to blend out at all. Maybe again, it'd be easier if I had chosen a lighter shade, but I don't think that was the intent of these eyeshadows. It should be working for everyone, right? So that unfortunately was a pass. And there are some good ones from the drugstore that I think like you can use those crayons and stuff that would give a very similar effect. A lot less expensive too. And then the other one, I feel like people are gonna come for me for this one. The Be Goldy Drunk Elephant drops. Okay. We need to talk about these. I was ready to be on board for these because I really like the DeBronzy drops. I think they're fantastic. Mix them in with my moisturizer. I look bronzed and glowy and very alive. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you have pale skin, you also can relate to this. Sometimes the pale skin can be really pretty and like Snow White and like la la la, but like sometimes people ask you if you're okay. No, just me. So I really like the DeBronzy drops. Really easy to use, blends out beautifully. The Be Goldy. Be Goldy. It's supposed to be like a highlighter that you drop into your foundation, your moisturizer, whatever, to get that nice glowiness. So I had high expectations because again, DeBronzy, thumbs up. But Be Goldy, I was expecting like that glowy, no sparkle kind of a vibe, and I didn't get that. It was so subtle. You'd have to use a lot of product in order to get there. And I think if you're gonna do that and you're gonna spend that kind of money, the Charlotte Tilbury one goes a lot farther in my opinion. And I mean, honestly, if you're gonna go for just like a dewy kind of a look, I think there's one from L'Oreal that people are raving about, and that's a lot less expensive. And again, a lot of people are talking about it, a lot of people really like it. And if you like it, that's awesome. But I was just not a fan in that it didn't do enough and didn't match my very high expectations for makeup. I have been on this channel, let me think about this. It's been 15 years. I think I started when I was like 22 years old, folks. Just a baby. I have been testing makeup for so long. And so I have a very specific list of things that I feel like aren't difficult, you know? Like I'm not being really picky, but you gotta show me, you gotta show up if you're gonna be a makeup product that I'm going to use consistently, because I have tested a lot of them. High expectations only, 2024, okay? We're doing this together. Only the best. That goes for makeup, that goes for clothing, that goes for significant others. High expectations, don't settle. Lego. Do people say Lego anymore? Maybe they say sleigh. No, they don't say sleigh anymore. I'm gonna go back to Lego. Maybe we can bring that back. There was another makeup product I had ticked off here. Where are you? Ooh, okay. The Cosa Glow IV. It was one of those products that again, everyone on my feed was using and loving and showing me how, you know, glowy and incredible their skin looked. And then I bought it and we tried it and it just dried down very glittery, just straight glitter, just flecks of gold glitter. And I think that we've gone past that for 2024. We don't need that. You know what? We could have left that energy in like 2015, if I'm honest. Well, 2015 and festivals and New Year's. 2015 festivals and New Year's. Maybe a really sparkly birthday party. Anyway, it didn't live up to the hype. It wasn't worth it to me. It was an immediate return. I just couldn't believe how immediately it dried down and had just straight up gold glitter all over my face. Really? Back on another random product, the volume clips. These were these Velcro-y volume clips you place throughout to get this nice, you know, voluminous look in your hair. And I have seen girls on TikTok that swear by them. They do them. I've seen them do them. They look amazing. If you have damaged hair, if you don't do it correctly, it is going to rip your hair to shreds. And quite honestly, I don't really understand why they need to be Velcro because they're clips. Like I can see if it was just like a rod that you put down, you need something to adhere. I get that. But why is it not that like velvety material on some rollers? You know what I'm talking about? Why aren't they like that? And then you can just clip them in. That just makes way more sense to me. I know they're not super expensive, but it's just not something we need to be spending our money on in 2024. Speaking of another random Amazon product, I saw these a lot on my feed in 2023 that people were using. It's those wavy phone cases and they look really pretty, but then in practice actually using them, the button doesn't click very easily. It's just not a good fit in the hands. The on and off, like it just wasn't working really well with the phone. And Lo, who has an iPhone, she was using it and she was like, absolutely not. I would never use this. Looked really pretty. Just you shouldn't have to work that hard to use your phone. Like scrolling through this list to see what I've missed, and all I can play in my head is, you know, from Sound of Music, these are a few of my favorite things. I keep singing it, but adding in least. These are a few of my least favorite things. Ooh, the dress that conned me. So this is less about the dress, although it was really terrible, and more about being aware and finding out and doing your research on different brands before buying them. Because this dress looked identical to the one that T Swift wore for, I don't know, like I don't even remember where she wore it. It had all the 3D flowers on it. It looked so cool. And then I got it, and it was, I've never been duped so hard on the internet before. Couldn't believe it. And naturally, I go back to go and look at that. Now, when you scroll past that photo, now it shows you what the actual dress looks like. So, you know, just make sure you scroll through everything. Or maybe just don't buy from that brand. Also, any of those 4-in-1 makeup pens. I tried the Alley-Oop one. I think we've probably tested out other ones similar in the past. They come up every once in a while. I'll see them on Amazon's Most Wished For, and people are really excited because the concept is very cool, and it's a unique thing you could stick in your bag to kind of touch up your makeup. Except that none of the makeup product in there is any good. It's a cool container, but none of the product is good. It hurts your eyes. It doesn't go on at all. It doesn't show up. And that to me is just a waste of money. I don't care how good the packaging is. If the product isn't good, not worth it. And then of course, there is among the most expensive products that I tested on this channel, and fairly recently, I want to say like back half 2023. And that is the Pluffle, let me make sure I'm pronouncing this right. Fluffy, it's a PH. Pluffle human dog bed. Oh no, it's Pluffle. Pluffle human dog bed. So this thing, when I ended up ordering it, came to like $600 or something. $600. Nuts. This was a Shark Tank product. It was started by two guys. They're really excited. I appreciate the hustle so much. And it's not that the actual bed itself is bad, because it's not. It was comfy. All of the pieces were there. My kids loved it. However, number one, I'm not spending $600 on a little fluffy boat for my kids and my 2-year-old nieces. Number two is that I've never held a 2 like this before. I feel like boys do that a lot. Is that just me? I think I've seen it a lot on like sports stuff. They go 1, 2, 3, no, just anyway. 2, no back support. So I thought maybe this would be like a nice thing to cozy up and read in or something different from a couch. No, because you can't sit in it, you have to lie down in it. So it is only for napping. But if you're gonna nap, you might as well just nap in your bed, because this thing takes up just a massive footprint in wherever you are. And I can't think of anyone who has the space for it. That's a lie. Kim Kardashian definitely has the space for it. You could hide it in her house and you'd never find it. Or she would have a room that would be just for a Pluffle. I could see her doing that. Like a custom Yeezy Pluffle. Anyway, listen, if it could be rolled up or somehow put away, I can see more value in that. Or like put down, you could put it like under a couch, you know? But the way that it is now, that's a piece of furniture that you're committing to for $600. And I just honestly, I wanted to love it so much because I appreciate the hustle. I appreciate entrepreneurship, but it's not there yet for me. And I think there are like some tweaks and stuff that maybe then I could like revisit it and look at it again. But as it stands right now, not my thing. And there you have it. Those are the products I regret buying that I think are just not worth the money to me personally. If you love them, that's awesome. You should leave me a comment down below and let me know your like favorite way to use them. Or if there are any products that you have regretted buying for 2023, leave me a comment down below. I wanna know what those are. If you have any suggestions or recommendations of things that you wanna see more of on this channel for 2024, let me know. I have some ideas that I think you're gonna really like, so I'm very excited. But you guys have some great ideas too, so I would love to see them. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. New videos here every single Thursday. I hope that you're having a fantastic start to 2024, and I will see you guys all in the next one.